Hi, Alex Grassi. That's the introduction to our arrangement of the classic Kate Wolf song called Across the Great Divide that I recently recorded with the Real Sarahs. And they are a folk duo from Northern California. So in this lesson, I'm going to talk a little bit about the strumming technique and patterns. I'm going to talk a little bit about the chord voicings, the fretting hand fingerings, and let's get started. So let's start with the strumming. So I strum this piece with an open hand, and by that I mean I'm strummed down with an open hand with the thumb on the downbeats and up with the index finger. So that's, I'm just using thumb and index finger in this. And sometimes I will, even though I'm doing eighth notes up and down, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and etc., I'm doing two things. I'm accenting some of the up strums, and I'm also missing or passing my thumb over the strings at times to have rests for the downbeats. So I'm also muting the strings at times, and I'm muting them with an open hand, but it happens very quickly, okay, at this tempo. So and it usually happens on the downbeats because that's where most of the rests are in this piece. Now, sometimes when I do the down strum and I want to have a rest on the down strum, I'll bring my thumb against the edge of the fingerboard, maybe a little bit onto the top right next to it, like that. So, like that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay? 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Now this is in cut time, so I'm counting half notes, and but when I slow it down, we're talking about 4/4. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2. Okay, now let me just slow-mo that a little bit for the introduction here. That's the intro, and it's the same. It's the same as the verses, but when we get to the chorus, it's a little different because the chorus starts out the same, but it sort of compresses or contracts the chord progression in a way that makes it a shorter. So it goes, it's gone away yesterday, etc. Now that's another thing. You'll notice the stops sometimes. It's like a hard stop. So when muting the strings there is key because we want a little break in the music. That helps punctuate the difference between the verses, the separation between the verses, and the separation between the verses and the chorus. So let's talk a little bit about the left hand and the chords and the voicings and the fingerings and so forth. So this is an A. Now you'll notice I use a lot of sus chords in here. So when I go to the D or the 4 chord, I go. I end the latter part of the 4 chord with a sus, and it's a sus2, and back to the A. And then it goes to the F sharp, and then you notice that I add this high C sharp here, and a lot of times the voicings of the chords echo the melody. So for example, in the beginning I go, I've been walking in my sleep. So I'm going, been walking in my sleep, So that on the second string I'm going F sharp, E, E. I don't follow the melody throughout, and I don't try to follow it exactly, but this kind of voicing helps contour the chord progression and gives a little shape to the song, and it I think also supports the vocals. The other thing that happens sometimes when I'm strumming is I'll hit this percussive quality here, and you'll hear that particularly in the fourth verse after Nina Gerber's amazing guitar solo, and you'll hear that verse, we keep a very muted sound. The whole band, everybody kind of backs off a little bit. So I'm playing all of that with a little bit of forearm and a little bit of palm over the strings. And in general, in this whole piece, I'm playing over with my thumb and my index finger over the top of the fingerboard here, because partly because it's comfortable for me, and also because it sounds kind of harsh down here. And with this kind of intense, fast tempo strumming, it gets a little harsh after a while if I went. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the fingerings here, because some of you may be used to playing the D chord, for example, with either 2, 3, 4, the fingers 2, 3, 4, or the fingers 1, 2, 3. But I find if I do this, as I often do with an A chord on a guitar, and I play the second finger on the fourth string, the third finger on the second string, then tuck this first finger in on the second fret on the third string. I find you release the third string to get the sus, the D sus, 2, and then you're back to A. It makes it very fluid, and that's one of the things about the uke. The attack is so fast, and you can make these chord changes with some sus and some different voicings really fluid, and it adds a lot of shape and sort of contours the accompaniment to the melody. I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to play you out here with the chorus, because when I played originally in the beginning of this, I played just the intro, but here it's going to be the chorus. Now the chorus starts out the same, but when we get about halfway or more through it, it contracts and sort of compresses the chord progression a little bit. So it sounds like this. It's gone away yesterday. Now I find and you'll notice that hard stop. This happens between verses, it happens between the verse and the chorus, and it happens at the end. And at the end it goes, little variation there. Okay, I hope this helps, and I hope you enjoy playing this piece, this beautiful song by Kate Wolf, and we did something a little different.